and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lauren and today I am going to be baking up a storm. I usually film videos about my business and various other things, and today that various other thing is going to be using this big empty metal bowl, filling it with ingredients and making some cookies and potentially some muffins. Now my camera is annoyingly not fully charged right now, so I don't know what we'll get through, but I really wanted to make up the batter for the sugar cookies and put it straight into the oven as soon as possible because it is 2:30 and I want all of these cookies done by the time my partner gets home so that he can come home to a cookie smelling household. So I have my recipe here. My recipe is based off of one online. I actually have no idea what it is because I removed all of the information about the actual recipe itself. And then I've changed up some of the ingredients to make it better suited for me. But the method is always the same with making cookies pretty much. So not that I'm a baking connoisseur or a patissier or something like that, but we are adding butter. I might also add the recipe down below. It is Vlogmas and it is an exciting time. I'm now adding my sugar. It's an exciting time in the world of my business and Christmas and everything happening. Maybe I will come back to you when this is creamed because that is the thing that takes the longest. This is what this delicious mixture looks like. I will be back with this creamed up. It is all creamed now. All right, everybody. So I have my creamed up butter and sugar mixture. Now it is time to add 1 egg, which is a fresh egg from my household's chickens. Let me get all... If you can't see, I have a little napkin here that I'm putting any dirty spoons or bits on. Alright, that's mixed up beautifully. Now we have our vanilla essence. It is just half a teaspoon of that to go in. The last step we have is to add all of the dry ingredients. This has 180 grams of flour, about half a teaspoon of salt, which I kind of just wung that. And it also has a whole teaspoon of baking powder. That can be added. I will add this just a little bit at a time, I think. We'll go with half at a time. And I may have to stand, so you'll just be looking at the bowl. Now time for the other half. In terms of eating this dough as just cookie dough, I wouldn't recommend because flour's got a lot of bacteria in it unless you cook it off, and so does egg. So having egg and flour in this means that I wouldn't eat it raw. I have a beautiful glass cutting board that I got from the reject shop actually. So I'm going to turn this dough out onto here and we're going to see how this goes. So I'm just going to sprinkle the teeniest bit of flour around and on this, and I'm going to use my hands to knead it in a little bit. The only issue with making cookies today is that I did just do my nails. That's going to be extra fun to have cookie dough stuck up my nails, but I washed my hands, so don't worry, I'm not an unhygienic mess. The other issue with doing this today is that I put my nice new tablecloth on the table. I would just add flour until you think it's the right texture. I always wing it with my quantities and it is not really great, but it results in deliciousness. Don't get me wrong. I have a bench scraper that I'll use to just get the excess dough off the board. I have a star cookie cutter for these because I like them like that. And then I'm actually just going to use my hands today to roll it out for the majority of the way. Then I'm going to sprinkle a wee bit of flour over the top. And then I'm going to grab my rolling pin and I'm just going to roll it out the rest of the way, which isn't too much more, to be honest. Otherwise it will be too thin. Right, I think that'll be fine. I've got my cookie cutter. Let's get cutting. The absolute best part of sugar cookies is having the sugar sprinkled on top. So I just have my little cup of sugar and I'm just going to do a little sprinkle across the top. I have a little circle one there because that was just the rest of the dough. Let's go and put these in the oven. I've got a 180-degree oven. I'm going to put them on the top shelf and I'm going to cook them for 5 to 7 minutes. I think I'm going to start with 5. Just put them on top of the stove so that they can have a little bit of a cool, so they can harden up just a little bit. But they look so yummy. That one's a touch too brown, but that's okay. Everybody, it is round 2. I'm excited. I have all of my ingredients ready. Let me move this out of the way. The dry ingredients are all together in this bowl. I use the Capilano honey gingerbread cookie recipe. The only thing I change about this is the amount of spices. It has 1 teaspoon of ground ginger on here. I use 1.5. Half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon on the page, and I use 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon because I love cinnamon. And then I just do a little bit more nutmeg than it says to, which is half a teaspoon in the recipe, so I probably do 3/4 of a teaspoon, and that's the spices. I do really love a spicy gingerbread bicky. So I didn't bother, might seem gross, but I didn't bother washing the spoon from this one because it's got the exact same stuff in it, it doesn't matter. So we are gonna do butter and sugar once again. So I have my 125 grams of butter right here, ready to go. And I have half a cup of dark brown sugar. I've got to say, the texture of creamed butter and sugar when it is brown sugar compared to the white sugar that you guys saw earlier, I'll show you this. It just looks so smooth and like gorgeous. There's no other way to explain it. The next step is to add in our egg yolk and our honey. Well, that didn't take long to mix in, so exact same as the sugar cookies, I'm gonna do half, roughly, of the flour at a time. Now, technically speaking, I should have made the gingerbread cookies first because they need to rest in the fridge for a little bit. So I'm gonna take this dough and wrap it up in Glad wrap, and I'm actually going to put it in the freezer for just about 15 minutes or so. This is what the dough is currently looking like. It has a good level of squish. It's all flat and ready to go into the freezer. Alright everybody, you can't see me, but I can see you. It is roly-poly time. I have the cold gingerbread here. It is actually quite firm. The tablecloth is not making life easy right now. This gingerbread is not turning out how it usually does. I think it will be fine. Just mildly concerned because it is cracking a lot. As I said before, guys, I am not a connoisseur at baking, but it's things like this that happen that I then go through and I change the recipe. Because I want convenience, I want ease, I want my bickies to not break apart when I roll them out. We are almost at a good point, though. Bit of an odd shape, this one, but oh well. I might have actually rolled it out a bit too thin, to be honest, but we'll cope. I do have 2 different sized gingerbread cookie cutters, and I do use both usually. Put all of these 4 guys into the oven, 170 degrees, 8 to 10 minutes, and I'll show you when they're done. just taken the first batch out of the oven. I am not sure why they are looking cracked, but they are looking good. Once again, they've just got that slight browning around the edges, just like the other cookies. And we have the other bickies in the oven, baking away. Everybody, I'm gonna end this video here. I will start by saying that I will quickly go through and just say that the gingerbread men turned out so cute. And then I already have my sugar cookies on the little Santa platter, and they look so cute as well. I'm so happy with those. In terms of the gingerbread men, I know that some people like to ice them. I probably wouldn't ice all of them. I might just do like a little outline around the edges or something, just to add a little bit of sweetness. And yeah, one batch of the bickies did get a little bit burnt. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave all the ingredients lists for both of these recipes, and if I did any other recipes, I will leave any ingredients lists down below. If the blog post has been posted, I will leave the link above the ingredients list so that you can go and see an actual ingredients list and method on my blog website. Otherwise, I'm looking a bit like a hot mess because I am hot. I am overheating. I want to get changed into some skimpy clothes and go and stand in front of a fan. It is a bit too warm today. Actually, I have no idea what the temperature is, but it is warm and the oven has been on all day. So if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like it. And if you really enjoyed it and want to see more content from me, whether it's business content, baking content, reading content, anything, then please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours by the 1st of January 2025 to try and get monetized. I will love you even more than I already do if you subscribe to me as well. Otherwise, again, thank you so much for watching. If you got to this point, I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in 2 days. Bye!